everyone, and welcome to my fifth audio podcast. This is Big Z's back again. Today we're going to talk about TNA's final resolution. And, what do I say about final resolution? Well, my predictions were almost as bad as the pay-per-view itself, although that's being as bad as that pay-per-view is damn near impossible. The pay-per-view overall, I did not see the whole thing. I saw most of it, or I saw the first part of it live. I saw the first couple matches. I turned it off midway through the Doug Williams AJ Styles match, and not that that match was bad. I just grown so sick of TNA. That match actually was decent up until when I saw it, and then I caught the end of the Pope versus Abyss match, and then this morning, on my way to, or at work, I skimmed through parts of the Jarrett match and the main event. Basically, I'll just talk about every match and what my thoughts were. The first match of the night was Beer Money versus Ink Inc. My prediction was Beer Money would win, and I was right. There's not much to say about this. It's kind of, this was to me a gimme pick. I think if you picked Ink Inc, then you're an idiot. Ink Inc, they don't really seem to be going anywhere. Beer Money, they're in the high profile group right now, and if anyone's going to get a shot at the belt, it's going to be them. They also had a very good feud. They had an entertaining feud with MCMG, the Guns, and one of the last entertaining things TNA had. So I'm not really surprised by that finish, but I'm glad Beer Money got the win. After that, we had Mickie James versus Tara. I picked Mickie. Tara won. Not much to talk about here, because I don't give a damn about women's wrestling. After that, you have to forgive me, I don't have the matchups in front of me, so I'm going off memory. What was next? Oh, we had Lethal versus Robbie E. Again, another easy match to predict. I thought the stipulation where Snooki, whatever the hell her name was in the shark cage was stupid, and it served absolutely no purpose to the match. All it did was cause Taz and TNA to acknowledge that she was in the shark cage a couple times, and it was stupid. Why shark cage too? It was just one of the dumbest stipulations I've ever seen, and it didn't have any. Well, it did have a bearing on the match. It didn't really, because either way, she cheated to help Robbie win. Lethal got DQ'd, so we'll probably see this garbage matchup again, and Robbie E will probably be your X Division Championship for a while, which sucks, but what do you mean? That's TNA. Sucks like always. We had the Guns versus what was it? Generation Me. The Guns won again. I picked the Guns. Oh, by the way, I picked Tara to win, or Mickie James to win, so I was wrong on that one, and I picked Robbie E to win. So I'm 3-1 right now, going over my picks. Yeah, I picked the Guns, and I picked the Guns because they can't seem to lose. They haven't lost in God knows how long. So yeah, it's just I don't think they'll lose anytime soon. They might lose to Beer Money if they ever even do that match, because I know TNA has a knack for giving people championship matches, like you win the #1 contendership and then you never get the match. I've seen TNA do that several times, so I wouldn't be surprised. After that, we had AJ Styles versus Doug Williams. I picked AJ Styles. I was wrong. Doug Williams got the win. But I'm kind of surprised here, and I'm not that upset with the finish or the result. Doug Williams, to me, deserves that. He's a very good wrestler, and I think he's gonna win just because I like his voice. I like the British voice. I think it's cool. So I would be biased if I wouldn't be judging correctly if I said he's good on the mic, because he might not be good on the mic, but I just like listening to the British accent. But yeah, I think he's very good in the ring, and both these guys were. That was actually a pretty good match. I did turn it off halfway through because I had other things to do, and TNA had been garbage for the first several matches, and I just said to myself, I'm done. So yeah, but I'm not upset with that finish. I did get the pick wrong. I thought Styles would retain, but he didn't, and I'm not upset. We had Rhino versus RVD, garbage match. I couldn't have cared less. I don't even know why Rhino's still with TNA. Let this guy go. He hasn't been relevant since he won the TNA title in like 03 or 02 or something. Just get the guy the hell off television. He doesn't belong. TNA has too many talented superstars that they don't need to be giving time to this old, washed-up No, he's not even washed up because he never was anything. Get him off TV. I'm glad RVD won. That's why I picked. Whatever. We're done. We're done talking about that one. What were the other matches? I know there was a main event. I'll talk about that one last. What was the other ones? Give me a sec here. Yeah, it was the Pope versus Abyss. To me, this is another stupid. I picked the Pope to win, and it was a stupid result. God forbid they ever give the Pope a victory. You know, I was actually looking up last night while the pay-per-view was happening, because I did see the finish to the Pope match. I did put the pay-per-view back on to see the end of this match, because I'm a big Pope fan. And you can say I'm biased all you want if that's what you think. But listen to this. The last time the Pope won a one-on-one match, you have to go back to against all odds. That was in like February or March or something. It was way at the beginning of the year. He has not won a one-on-one pay-per-view match, I should say. He's not won a one-on-one pay-per-view match since Against All Odds when he won the little 8-card stud tournament that they did. He's lost to AJ Styles, he's lost to Kurt Angle, he was injured for a while. He did win the 3-on-2 handicap match, but I'm not really going to count that as a victory because it was a 3-on-2 handicap match. He's now lost to Abyss twice. And why? Is Abyss the future of TNA? No, Abyss is not the future of TNA. He blows. 90% of people are sick of Abyss. And he's old. And then you have the Pope, a guy that is very over with the crowd right now. He's young, he's got the talent, and you keep burying him. I don't know. It would not shock me if the Pope never wins a world championship and he ends up getting relegated to what I like to call the Hernandez mode. Remember Hernandez? He was supposed to be the next, big thing. He had that championship match, the world title match. For some reason, he wasted it in a Fatal 5-way, and we haven't heard from him since. I mean, really, he had the tag team, but, in the main event scene, has not heard from Hernandez since, so I would not be surprised if that's what happens to the Pope, and it sucks. Because, Hernandez, you never know, maybe he would go to WWE. I don't think so. WWE does not make a habit out of picking up TNA's garbage. It's the other way around. But the Pope would never. He won't go back to WWE. I think they're pretty much done with him. Oh, you never know, though, because he does have the talent. He's one of those guys where you say, this guy has the potential. He's a Randy Moss. He's got the potential. He's not a Randy Moss. His head's right. I don't know how to describe it. He's like a really good player on a really bad team, and the team does not know how to use him. That's how I would describe the Pope. After that, we had Jarrett versus Joe. Jarrett won. I picked Joe. Again, I was wrong. This is an instance where I think TNA was stupid yet again. God forbid they give Joe a win. And I'm so sick of people saying, oh, Joe's a badass again. Joe's a badass again. No, he's not. Because he loses all of his matches. He barely ever wins. He ends up getting his ass kicked, and then normally at the end of the match, he's blood dripping down his face, and he looks pissed off. That's not a badass. Badasses do not lose every single match, and Joe does. I just read, actually, this morning that Joe's contract is up with TNA, and they're going to be negotiating a new deal. Joe, I think you really screwed up, because remember a couple years ago, Joe was a very hot commodity when he was the TNA champ, and word was WWE wanted him desperately. They were ready to offer him big money as well. He's the only superstar from TNA I've heard WWE was going to offer big money to. And he didn't go, and I'd love to see what the offer would be from WWE now, if there even is one, because I don't know if they would offer him anything. If I were Joe, I'd honestly go to WWE and try to work my way up from the bottom there. I'd get paid shit and work my way up, because TNA, it's going to be the same thing, Joe. You're not a WWE superstar, and that's all they're going to give belts to is forward WWE superstars, because they bring them in and they guarantee them championships. So, Joe, if I were you, just leave. Get out now while you still can. While you still have some little credibility left, because something tells me if he signs a 2-3 year deal in 3 years, this guy's going to be completely irrelevant, even more irrelevant than he is now. The main event was Jeff Hardy versus Matt Morgan with Anderson as the ref, and it was exactly as I predicted. I picked Jeff Hardy to win. I knew Anderson would not count the fall, and I knew it was going to be that rookie. No surprises here, not much to say. And actually, for those of you that didn't hear, Jeff Hardy, the Wonder Boy, the guy who never does anything wrong, the face of TNA, guess what? He got in trouble again. Word is, TNA officials were very close to pulling him from the pay-per-view because he was in such bad shape. They were close to stripping him of the title and pulling him from the pay-per-view. He was in such bad shape. And this is your world champion. If it's even questionable that this guy cannot work a pay-per-view, you need to get him the hell off. Get that belt off of him ASAP. If it's even questionable, because this guy is the face of your company when he's the world champion. And you know what? I don't like John Cena. I hate him. But you never hear this kind of stuff with him. You don't hear this kind of stuff with superstars like Edge, or Rey Mysterio, or Kane, or Randy Orton. Well, Randy Orton you did, but ever since he became a legitimate world championship contender, I mean, he won that one world belt, and he was still kind of a fuck-up back then. But ever since he became a legitimate championship contender for the WWE or World Championship, you haven't heard anything bad out of him. Because WWE takes care of this. This is what I love. TNA stars that came from WWE all say, oh, well, it's such a friendly environment. They really let you do what you want. They let you stretch your wings. Yeah, you're not. The thing is, they're letting you do what you want. That's bad business. It's like when you're a parent and you let your kid do whatever he wants, and then he ends up being a fuck up. And then if you're a parent and you're good and you're strict on your kids, they end up growing up and becoming something and making something for themselves. So you gotta say, which one would you rather have? You got the ones in WWE where they actually put restrictions on you. They don't let you do whatever you want. They have rules. Look how well-run that organization is. Then you got TNA where they let you do your stupid little hardcore country concerts and they let you do whatever you want. I did read this morning that the Jeff Hardy incident was just exhaustion or fatigue. Yeah, I really buy that. Now all of a sudden it comes out that it was just fatigue. I don't believe that for a second. I think they figured out this was let out to people, and they said we gotta cover our asses. So they decided to throw out that little bullshit story, and they expect us to believe that. I don't. And you know what? One of these days, I guarantee it, mark my words, Jeff Hardy will end up in jail for an extended period of time, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's while he's holding a TNA championship, because the guy has shown continuously he's not going to change his lifestyle. He got in trouble several times with WWE. He took a dump on TNA when he just blew him off when he was in his first run with TNA. And, you know, it just shows. And then a couple weeks ago, he had the video where he was high as shit making fun of CM Punk. Who are you to make fun of CM Punk? You're a loser, Jeff. You can't even be in WWE. WWE would not take Jeff Hardy back. I guarantee it. They don't want him back because they know what they're going to get. If Jeff Hardy had been with WWE when he got that arrest, remember he was the champion and then he left under his own, his contract expired. A couple of weeks later, he got busted. If he was with WWE, if he had extended his contract, mark my words, they would have fired his ass the next day because he had already had several priors before that. And that's why WWE is always going to be better than TNA, because they don't let you do whatever you want. It's not just all fun, Dudley environment where you get to do whatever the hell you want, where you can do stupid promos and do your stupid hardcore country concert and go get drunk or talk about CM Punk or get wasted. And it's just, I'm at my wit's end with TNA. I wouldn't be surprised if in the upcoming weeks I decide that I'm done watching or doing things for TNA on here, because I did not want to sit through last night's pay-per-view. I don't want to give you guys my reviews if I don't really watch the pay-per-view. And which is sad, because I've been watching TNA now since about 05, 06, and it's sad that it's gotten to the point now where I can't even, it's not watchable. It's hard to sit through. I don't even want to read about it. I mean, reading the recaps bores the hell out of me. So, we'll see. I keep giving it more chances. I'll say this, if going into the next pay-per-view I'm not impressed, I'm not watching it. I'm not even going to read the recaps, and I'll let you guys know well ahead of time. That's it. Tomorrow I'll be recapping Raw and last week's SmackDown. Any questions, comments, whatever, put them in the comments section. Anything you want me to address that I didn't, put them in the comments section. Thanks for listening again. See ya.